Turn back. Nobody may cross the border.
Not even a high priest of the temple?
Hey, I was not aware that one was passing by here.
Well, that doesn't speak highly of you. Take a look at these papers, then toddle off. We want to pass through.
Oh, you forgive me. I'll open the gate immediately.
If the door does not open in 3 seconds, I will report you to the temple. 1, 2... Well, there we go. Use this rune stone here. We can cross the magical barrier by using its spell. We are in the country. So far, so good. We will meet first with one of our agents here. She will work with us and help us to find our way around here. Her name is Nikki, and we have agreed on a meeting place. On the way there, we will enter Ostian, the capital of the South Realm and the seat of the temple. Follow me. I will lead. Going according to plan.
Nice to see that you've made it across the border. I have already prepared everything for you.
Fine. What have you got?
First of all, a dwelling. It is located at the port of Ostian. Here is the key.
Good, then we have at least a base.
Hey, who are you? No one is allowed to be here. This is a restricted area.
Oh no, be quiet now. I will get rid of them.
They must not find out about us.
We are members of the temple and have the right to be outside of the town.
Damn it all, just attack already.
To battle, men. That was the battle.
What was that? Why did you do that? She could have shaken off the soldiers.
How dare you criticize me?
But now the temple will find out. These soldiers are dead. Do you think nobody will notice?
I do not need to be lectured by a greenhorn.
And Nikki, she died for no reason.
Nikki has done her duty for the order. Now be silent. I do not want to hear another word. I'm going to the house at the port.
Why did he do that? I simply don't understand this. They could all still be alive if Callisto hadn't attacked. I don't know what to do now. Well, if you say so. I hope he has cooled down again. You'll be following, won't you? Please don't stay away for too long.
Ah, there you are. Now I think we should get to work. Aranthiel gave me a letter before we left, and I have already read it. Listen, the main idea of the plan is to exploit the tense atmosphere here to ultimately trigger a revolt. The people, the mob, are always the most willing helpers of any dictatorship, but also its greatest threat. And it boils down to that. You may have seen the statue on the square. Pretty hideous if you ask me. In any case, this heap of stones is of great importance. It is the symbol of the perverse teachings of the temple. And the statue is treated as such, judging by the soldiers. Now we need a trigger for the revolt. And what would be more suitable than this damn sculpture being blown to bits?
It's just a statue. How can breaking a statue cause a revolution?
It is primarily a symbol. It stands for the temple. And if enough people with true intention are behind it, the demolition of a statue, the blowing up of a symbol, can change an entire country.
If you say so.
Of course. One person may be unpredictable, but people do what is expected of them. So we will blow up the statue. We will need explosives and someone who can handle it. More importantly, we need to ensure that fewer soldiers are around the statue and around the town in general. We will poison the guards. Not fatally, Aranthiel wants to avoid unnecessary victims. Now, since the easiest way to do that is by poisoning the soldiers' food, which just so happens to be prepared in the temple, we need to go into the temple first.
Into the temple. We are going to break into one of Nehrim's most well-guarded buildings.
Absolutely, and if you do not like it, tough luck.
And where do we get the poison?
We will prepare it ourselves and get the ingredients from inside the temple. Aranthiel has given me a recipe. But I have to think about how to get into the temple. This will take some time, so you two can look around here a bit. However, no nonsense, and no attracting attention, you hear?
Yes, sir.
I think I have it. Listen. In an old record, I have read that inside the fortress ruins north of Ostian, there was a passage into the temple at the time of the Pass War. I do not know exactly in which of the ruins, so we will split up and examine them all with great care. Once we are in the temple, we will look for the ingredients to prepare the poison and then pour it into the soldiers' food. Then we go back out the way we got in. It all has to be done in one night, fast, quiet, and clean. So let's go. I'll take this ruin and teach you both a spell with which you can signal when you have found the passage. If you have found it. If I find it, then I'll signal you with the magic. Kim, you will take the second ruin, and you look around the third on this plane. Got that? Fine, then go.
Oh, the ruins overlap. What a surprise. Say, Callisto isn't here, right? What luck. I still don't miss him in his mood just yet. I still haven't found a passage, but now that we can continue searching together, we will certainly find something. Look, this must be it. The door appears to be magical. I bet the palace basement is right behind it. We must contact Callisto, otherwise we will not get the door open.
Excellent. This really is the passage to the temple. The note said something about a slogan that will open the gate. Now I very much hope I will never have to say such a thing again. I live for the Creator, the almighty ruler of mankind, by whose grace alone I exist, and through whose protection alone I shall continue to exist. May this gate open in his name. It's working. We are in. What luck. How I loathe this. Religion is true for the common man, false for the wise man, and useful for the ruler. Let's go, come on! We'll split up. You have a list of the ingredients that we need. When you have gathered everything, go to the kitchen in the temple. We'll meet there. You have all the ingredients? Mix the poison in the kitchen and pour it into the kettle. I'll keep watch. Damn, another one. We've been discovered. Use the back door and look around the basement for an escape. We have no other choice. Well, look at that. The missing returns.
I have never been so worried about you. Glad you're back.
Since we are now all together again, we can continue. We now need someone who can place the explosives in such a way that the explosion takes place as we want it to. This is more than just placing a small powder keg somewhere and igniting a fuse. We don't need to try at all, especially since we have only one attempt. According to our information in the desert, there lives a man who could do it. He seems to be a hermit, some curious fellow. I've been told that he does not cooperate with the temple, and I think we can trust this. You go to him and persuade him to help us. His name is Gabor. I understand that he is very strange, but he is not dangerous. However, take care, for with crazies you never know. The fact is, we absolutely need him, so do everything to ensure he joins us. I and Kim, in the meantime, will devise a plan on how we can distract prying eyes away from the statue so we can place the explosives. I've marked Gabor's dwelling on your map.
Confound it! Damn it to hell! You there! Yes, you! I need your help. I'm stuck here and fire is spreading. The barrels must be taken to safety, since there is gunpowder in them. Part of storage. You've done it. Now get up top. Luckily, you came when you did. This is not first time that storage burnt down, but first time that it was so dangerous. But you have helped me. How can I thank you? Oh, I would not have expected that. I thought you'd have the wrong impression of me now. I am artist, you must know. Explosives are my paintbrush, and explosions my canvas. If you want artist, I can help you. I will come to you as soon as I've cleaned my storage up a little. I can clean it up myself, no fear. Where do I go? Ostian? The port? Krorosko. I'll be there. I am man who stands by his word. You can depend on it. And cleaning up, then I'll come.
I can damn well respond any way I want.
You should also take time to think about the consequences.
And you should think about what you're saying. I'm in charge here.
Without us here, you can do nothing.
Humbug!
No way, humbug. Also, we mustn't attract any attention. You shouldn't always be so quick-tempered.
That's enough out of you.
Just be a little more considerate in the future.
Malicious tongue, but please go ahead, you can surely manage without me. I'll be going.
Callisto, I beg you.
I'm fed up with this. See you get this mess sorted out by yourself.
Shit. What have I done? Please forgive me. I didn't know how he will respond or that he'd leaves us here alone. Damn. No, thanks. Thanks for not leaving me too. That's very nice of you. It gives me strength. Do you think we can continue? That we can make it without Callisto? The Order is counting on us. Everything depends on us now. I think we have no choice, or everything that we've been through. The trip to Arctwend, the liberation of Kabeye and Erothan, all of that would have been in vain. It will work. We destroy the statue and we spark the revolution. We can do it, don't you think? We can do it. Well, calm down. While you were away, we worked out a plan for how we can distract the rest of the guards at the statue, so we can place the explosives. Before Ostian, there is anchored a galleon. The plan is for someone to sneak on board the vessel and fire a cannon, which hopefully the guards will think is an attack. They will regard the statue as less important than the whole city, and abandon their posts. Then the explosives master has a free path. You did persuade him, didn't you? Wonderful. You must deal with the galleon because, well, you're more skillful than I and I lack the confidence. I will help the explosive master with the statue. Let's do it like that. We must do it, we have to, right? Your best chance will be at nightfall. You can swim unnoticed to the ship and get aboard. When you've fired 2 of the cannons, then come to the harbor. I'll be waiting for you by the entrance to the storage caves. Good luck, and please return unharmed. What luck! You did! Our plan worked. Imagine that. All the guards immediately ran to the cannons and no one was at the statue. And I was so scared when they fired on the ship. I thought that they may have hit you. Now everything is okay again. Come quickly. If we go through the storage caves, we'll be in a good position to blow up the statue. Here we are.
Ah, there you are. At last we can begin.
Gabor has prepared everything. When the switch on the front of the box is pressed, the charge is ignited. I have formed a magical connection with the explosives, so we don't need a fuse.
Press the trigger. Yes, press it, press it. I want to enjoy my artwork in peace. Yes, haha, that is right. Correct, and more. Yes, haha.
That's it. We have actually done it.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to blow up something like that. If you need help again, come see me. You know where you can find me.
Let's go into the storage caverns. We can hide there until the guards have calmed down. I think the revolution will begin soon.
Oh no!
Not another step, brood. Oh yes, you are proof that man is truly the corrupt creature as described by the almighty creator.
I think that's Jagal, the High Priest.
Do not fear for your life, for on the one hand it's worthless anyway, compared to the glory of the creator, and on the other, I will spare it as long as possible, so you can enjoy the torture for longer. Enough! To the dungeon with them.
Not without my word.
It's Callisto!
Die, you blind fool.
No, Callisto!
The revolution has begun. The people are running to the palace. The Creator will punish you.
Wait a minute. I must tell you something. I just do not know whether it is right. I mean what we have done here. I just don't know. We have brought the people to rebel against the temple, and so against the gods. Sure, I know that the temple only used the gods as a means to justify their terrible deeds, but because of that, I am beginning to understand what the Order has set as a goal. So far, I'm stunned. I have never had but once in my life the feeling of being important, to be needed, not with my parents and not by any other where I went after they were dead. Nowhere, except at the Order. There I was suddenly something special. Everyone made me feel like that. Mertzul, Melvin, the General, and you. I was so overwhelmed that I did not even notice what terrible objective the Order had in mind. They want to stop the Order of God. They say the gods should not rule over the people, but they do not say why this should be so. It makes no sense. There is no reason why the Order should be right with what they do, or why everyone else should be wrong. It was not until recent events where my eyes opened, and now I don't know whether I can still continue to fight for the Order. I am torn inside, and don't know how I can put it all together again, if I ever can. Do you understand me? Oh, please, please don't turn away from me. I simply cannot continue and... no, he's here.
Fabulous. It is on fire. The symbol of the gods is redeemed by the righteous anger of the people. Eliminated. I have always said, the only enlightenment in religion is a burning temple at night. You were successful. The revolt has begun. Now it might be clear to the anointed men that the people do not have to be afraid of their government, but the government should be before their people. You have done your job well. Callisto seems to have met a different end, but we can get over that. I tell you, the victory of the Order is imminent. My spies have figured out something that is beyond my wildest dreams. Come with me to Erothin. There we will prepare ourselves for the final blow of justice. There are the Lightborn. They are here all together, the whole pack, here in Arctwend. They are afraid of me. Their knees are shaking because they know that I've come to finish what I once started. In our world of Vin, there are still a number of other kingdoms. Maya, Melee, and Arazial, to name just a few. They all have one problem. They are subject to each of the Lightborn and dominated by him or her, and the people are enslaved. As you know, There is no higher power by which these gods seize the rule over Vin and the humanity. They are no more than light magicians gifted in a special way which are not indispensable indeed, but only necessary for the predestination of the Tel Immoltath. Why should we subject ourselves to a small group of elite light mages? I performed the first step by abolishing the Lightborn Eridan, who ruled Nehrim from the world. The rest are to follow now. Their high home of Inadan has become too unsafe for them to hold a common council of all Lightborn because, in the end, I could appear at any time there. Now, instead, they creep away to the ruins of Stormwind. They rest on the hope that one does not search for princes in a cellar hole. In vain. My spies have tracked down them. You must understand that they are prepared there like pigs on the platter for us. I would never have dreamed of being able to get them all at once, and now this appears. Come on. I will create a portal to Arctwend. There we will develop a plan on how to begin an end to the Lightborn. And as soon as Tyr the Creator falls by my hand, I will be the Shadow God and give the people back what they deserve. Come, let's go. Let us get the Creator's head.
No, what are you talking about? I can't.
You can never be protected against betrayers. Let him go. We'll worry about it later. Finally, this is the moment. I can hardly await it. I will now sneak into the ruins to get an overview. I need to know where the vermin are and where they have set their seraphim. Meanwhile, you go to Tirat, the former seat of that which the people call the Creator. For there lies a weapon, a sword not unlike mine. It has the power to kill a Lightborn. The blade once belonged to the royal house of Arctwend, which was wiped out centuries ago by the Lightborn. The last king was called Goth, and so is his sword. I absolutely need you to stand by my side in this fight. With normal weapons, we cannot get at them. Tyrat lies in a northerly direction, but it is not accessible by land. I'll open a portal here. You can also use it to return. Go in there. When you have the sword, I'll wait here for you.
What you have just taken there to yourself was the last stone triggering the avalanche. Well, do you still remember me? We met for the first time when you came to Arctwend to talk with Arantheal. I indulged you, and even now I do not care to stop you from what you are planning. I just hope you know what this weapon carries within itself. While you are wielding the blade of the old King Goth, you also have the opportunity to kill the Lightborn and can thus fulfill the predestination of the Tel Immoltath, which means you could become the Shadow God as well. Oh, did I forget to mention our mutual friend Narathsul Arantheal certainly knows this? Well, he needs your help because he cannot stand against all the Lightborn by himself. But he is also aware that now he is not the only potential Tel Immoltath, but also you, and he will carefully avoid the possibility that someone else exploits this potential before him. This is my warning to you. And now you may ask yourself why I know so much about the character of a Shadow God. It is quite simple. I, Arct, the ruler of Arctwend, am also a Shadow God. Surprised? Oh, it's very simple. My world is different from yours, and thus its Shadow God is also independent of the Tel Immoltath of this world. And since I'm a Shadow God, I will support the Shadow God of Nehrim in his rise to power. The fact that if it happens to be Narathsul Arantheal is not my consent. Besides, there is nothing I can do at the moment. However, You are from a different mold than this tyrant Aranthiel. You know, I have a guess. I believe that Aranthiel is incapable of rising to the Shadow God. Want to know why? I suppose that his father, Tilor Aranthiel, whom you already met as the Paladin in the Northern Fortress, we say he had a more open relation with the Lightborn than his son Narathzul. He worked for the gods, in particular for the Lightborn Irlanda, and who may say how close the two of them got? To make it short, the story of Narathzul Aranthiel's origin is not without gaps. How these gaps are filled in will show itself soon. I'll tell you, if Aranthiel, for any reason, fails in meeting the predestination of the Telimalthat entirely, I'll drop him and help you in your ascent. Then you will be the Shadow God. That's all I wanted to say to you. Now remain vigilant and trust no one, above all not Aranthiel. Destiny still plans something for you.
Finally, there you are, and you have the sword. Now there is an end to a long journey, one you have allowed me to finish. I will not forget this. I watch the Lightborn. They keep close to the ruined tower, and they are trembling. Even their seraphim are restless. With them, we will have an easy time. And now, we bring this to an end. Come, follow me.
There they are, the Lightborn. Use your sword.
Aranthiel. You're here. You want to take on the six of us? You defeated Arodan only by trickery. We are clearly superior to you.
The power to crush you is here in my hand, and with it the freedom of this world. Today a new era shall begin, an era without you. How their power now flows through your veins. It is the feeling of growing power. We are unstoppable. However, I counted only 4. There were 6 altogether. We're not done yet. I've not seen Tyr, either goddess Irlanda. I greatly seek the both of them because Irlanda forced my father to work for her, and Tyr's death is necessary to become the Telimalthat. I bet they are, according to their cowardice, hiding in the ruined tower. Come on. Indeed, there they are. Tyre belongs to me. You can take care of the whore.
Hold on a moment, Aranthiel.
Windbag, you have controlled humanity long enough.
Stop, Neratzel, I command you.
What right do you have to give me orders? The same right, perhaps, that you used to oppress people like us.
With the right of blood, Neratzel Aranthiel. With the right that was given to me when Teeler Aranthiel, your father, left us.
You are delirious.
With the right as your mother, I gave birth to you, Neratzel. I, a Lightborn.
Nonsense, liar.
Have you never asked yourself why we didn't kill you back there under the sea? Why you are so unusually powerful? Why time can't harm you as much as other Eterna?
But, no.
You bear the blood of the Lightborn in you, Neratzel Aranthiel. What you have fought has always been a part of yourself.
You are my son, so stop!
Impossible, impossible. No, it cannot be.
You are half Lightborn, Aranthiel. Your fate is sealed.
You freak of filth and fire. Don't dare attack me.
Rest in peace, your life was hell enough. I have told you I let him down. Aranthiel had in him the blood of the Lightborn, the blood of those he wanted to fight. He could not be the Shadow God. No, you can now take this place. While we have struggled, Tyr and Irlanda have managed to escape. They both are the last of the Lightborn, and Tyr, which the people call the Creator, you must step forward with your sword to meet the predestination, to become the Telemalthat. The question, rather, is whether you can afford not wanting this. But please, the portal for Nehrim is still open and you are free to return. But be warned, there is now an imbalance in the world, as almost all Lightborn have been killed, and you carry the potential in you to be the Shadow God. If you so decide not to pursue this path any further, then the imbalance must be corrected by your death. This won't be done by me or any secular power, but by the predestination of fate itself. Thus, I suppose you have no choice but to restore the balance in a different way, one that will not destroy your life. I'd be glad to help you. We'll need to take care of both. Tyr is a rational thinker. He will have recognized that hiding will not help. Because of this, he fled to his throne in Inodan. This is where we must go. Unfortunately, we cannot reach Inodan via magic. This ability is only given to the Lightborn. Instead, we would need to be able to fly to reach Inodan's heights. Say, didn't you have a rendezvous with the Star People? With those who want to fly to heaven? This is our opportunity. If they and their starship are still here in Nehrim, we could fly together with them. Oh, and you better take the Soul Flayer. That sword is too unique and dangerous to be left lying here in the dust where it might fall into some looter's hands. Excellent. I'll take us to Anku, but you had better take over the negotiations with this king. That strange fellow is over there.
Oh, it's you. Glad that you have returned.
Ah, look at that. The bringer of joy has brought a trophy. Allow me to think. A trophy one gets for a victory. One has a victory after a fight. One fights against an enemy, and the opposite of it is friend. Yes, exactly, that is it. You have brought a friend. How nice. Unfortunately, we're going to fly away in a few moments. The Fat Irvin is ready to be launched, and now we are the last to ride the elevator to the top. Farewell. Ino what? Yes, Inodan. Let me think. Yes, we will certainly pass by there before we reach the stars. So, let me think. You are the bringer of joy. That is, you brought the map, and without the map, we could not fly. And that means, yes, of course, we cannot fly without you.
Excellent. Soon we will be with Tyr in Inodan.
Come, hurry, come on! We'll let you out at Inodan, and your trophy may come too if you like.
Come, we have no time. Inodan, home of the gods. What happens next depends on you. Tyr can be found in the big tower of the city. I will not accompany you, I may not accompany you, but I am sure your decision will be a wise one.
Irlanda has taken her own life. She could not cope with what has happened to her son. Oh, it is a bitter irony that the immortal are not protected against themselves. Now I am the last of the Lightborn, and you stand before me, a blade in your hand which is able to kill me, and with the knowledge that there is no other way of becoming the Telemaltath other than to kill me, which would also give the people what Aranthiel's ideal entitled them to, freedom. But before you perform the fatal blow, I will advise you to consider these things. Indeed, if the Lightborn are no more, the people gain a rule of their own thinking, but consider who will then rule them. The aristocracy of the privileged classes would in fact be replaced by a democracy, or only by the sole person who is able to enforce the most. That is exactly what I think. Whenever a power vacuum is created, it is the fastest, most brutal, and most elusive man that fills it again, not the just, tolerant, and temperate man. You must not only ask the question whether a rule is fair. That of the Lightborn was not really, I know. However, you should also ask yourself whether a rule is necessary. And yes, it was, for it was constant. But all right, I will gladly leave the lands of this world to you people. Everyone must part sometime, and now it is time for the Lightborn to go. Kill me, go away and establish a new order, and watch how it fails. You could just as well build an enclave on the ocean floor, sealed off from civilization, and then revel in your imaginary godlessness until you and humanity finally realize that you can only escape from the gods when you yourself take their place. To sum up, you humans are incapable of ruling over yourselves without entrusting the control to a higher power. And you are incapable of freeing yourselves from this higher power, because if you try, you yourselves become this power, and the game begins again. And now you will be faced with a decision. It is of moral nature, and no matter what you decide, you will be neither at advantage nor disadvantage from it. I have to go, and you have to become the Shadow God. Now you have the choice to kill me with this sword, and to contradict everything I have said about the incompetence of humanity. Once I am dead, my power will be transferred to you, and you will become the Telemaltath. The second possibility would be to spare my life and give me the chance to connect with you again. My strength will transfer to you, but my soul will not die. If you choose this way, then you agree with me that people need a higher power in order not to tear themselves apart. Either one or the other, it is your decision, with me or against me, for the people or against them. Strike me down with the sword as I stand here, or take a few steps back to show me that you agree with me. I await your decision, and I'll accept it. That was a wise action.
Congratulations, you've done it. You are the Telimultath, the shadow god of Nehrim. I found myself exactly in your situation back then, and it was dangerous. Listen closely. You are the Telimultath only because everything is striving for balance. The Lightborn bring an imbalance to the world, thus a shadow god rises to remove it. You do see the problem. Everything created in turn deserves to be annihilated. Now that the Lightborn are gone, the shadow god is the weight which presses the balance down. He too must disappear, so that everything is back in balance, in its original position, finally allowing the cycle to start again. The restoration of the balance is carried out by the biggest power which there is in the world. Yes, it is the power which controls the world which is the world. Fate will come and demand your life. However, at that time, just as I received help from a shadow god, I will stand by you in this fight now. The following will happen. In a few minutes, an envoy of fate will appear and ask you to kill yourself. If you do not comply with this, he will attack you. This envoy of fate is mightier than any other thing that the world has ever produced. As I said, it is the world itself. Indeed, one can still defeat it. I am living proof of it. I have already beaten destiny. A single shadow god may not survive against these messengers. Two, on the other hand, have a realistic chance. Both of us together can conquer destiny. Nevertheless, I will leave you for the moment and come again when you need my help. Oh, and by the way, someone has smuggled themselves aboard the starship, although I doubt that this was a good idea. You know this someone, and you will immediately see them again. Remain steadfast. We will soon be fighting with each other, that is, together against our mutual enemy.
A shadow god, finally. Oh, are you surprised to hear me? You know that I, carrier of the Soul Flayer, continue to live on in the sword. I am a part of this blade, and rather than just standing around listening to me, you can go back to the city already. Go on, go back to the city. As I once told you, the Soul Flayer was forged by the first Telimultath and was wielded by all the succeeding ones, and they all went into the sword. Now I have the experience and knowledge of all the shadow gods that there ever were. Turn left here. I suddenly knew more than any man or god before, and so I understand what is behind the predestination. It is a lie. It was created, never to be fulfilled. I thought that fulfilling the predestination would end the unjust rule of the Lightborn, but it merely continues the endless struggle between gods and mortals. Usually the gods win, but very rarely, sometimes somehow, someone becomes a shadow god, as you just did. Arct has told you how the prophecy typically unfolds. Fate sends an envoy that kills the new shadow god. Their game with its endless cycle repeats itself. However, if Arct joins you in the fight, together you might kill Fate's envoy. Unfortunately, this would only buy us a temporary reprieve. Fate's envoy would be dead, but destiny and its predestination would remain. Oh, you might live for another 1,000 years, but eventually a new envoy will come for you. You must fight the cause and not mere symptoms. Chop the root and not the branch. You must destroy the predestination itself. Destroy it, and you also destroy its prediction of every shadow god's death, including yours. You are now in front of the council hall. You could live on free of Fate's predestination. I will open the door for you. The first thing you must do is get the actual scroll of the predestination. You recovered it from the Paladin fortress and gave it to me. I stored it in my chamber in the Erothin Palace. Inside these halls is a portal you may use to quickly travel to Erothin. Only the Lightborn can use these portals. That's why I have never toyed with the idea of using them for my purposes. But now I know that one half of me belongs to the gods, Irlanda's half. In any case, the portals will work for you as long as you carry the Soul Flayer. Now, go to Erothin. Get the Book of the Predestination. While you are in Erothin, repair your gear, get supplies, and attend to any other important matters. A very long, difficult, and perilous
I will
struggle
unlock the
awaits
door
you
to my
upon your
chambers.
return. Good. You have the predestination. When you are prepared, go back through the portal to Inodan. Only there can you destroy the scripture. The power of destiny is tied to the predestination, and this is firmly interwoven with our world. This means it is impossible to destroy the document by worldly means. You must do the following. Deep beneath Inodan is an immense structure, a kind of super sanctum. It is the oldest place connected to our world. The gods call it the heart of the world. This heart holds the world together. The sanctums on the surface, however, are only tiny catalysts. This gigantic sanctum is not only the heart of our world, but it is the one place where our world's existence has an edge, a border, with something totally other, totally not of our world. There, the magic energy is so strong that no other threads of any sort can exist. A magic singularity, whatever crosses the border and reaches the interior of the heart is flung to a place where neither time nor space exist. And that's why you will throw the predestination into it. In the library you will find the entrance to a tomb. In there is a shaft that leads to the center of the world. Go in there and hurry. In the end, the life of mortals and immortals is just a game. I do not know why the world was created like this, or if the gods knew of this senseless cycle, or what good it does. Possibly amusing a higher power that lies beyond our imagination, or inspiring us men to do greater deeds than we dare. Even now that I possess all the knowledge of the world, questions are being posed that I don't know the answers to. Why has destiny played so cruelly with us? Look, it ruined my whole life. I killed my lover and made my mother commit suicide because destiny led me to believe that I could be something, achieve something that could never come true. Why couldn't I have just lived like any other human being and been happy? Your life, too, could certainly have been better. But you are no more than a toy of destiny, like all of us. Our actions can never exceed its mere self-purpose. We are always bound to the rules that were created to make us lose. Now, we'll choose the pragmatic solution. We shall not comply to the rules. We won't invent new ones, but we'll play a trick on destiny and destroy the game board. I never liked playing by the rules anyway. No shadow god has ever been so daring. Not even Arced, even he would have to admit defeat to a new envoy of fate sometime. Then his world would be restored to its original state with new gods, enslaving a new humankind. A new bloodshed would begin. We will prevent this. Oh no! Stop at once! That being there is called an Eliath, a light being, the mother of destiny. They were probably always in our world, ever since the creation. It is said they can intervene in the course of destiny. However, this Eliath will not interfere with destiny, for it is there to guard the heart of the world, and it will not let you pass. Don't even think about it. You cannot kill it. No mortal or immortal has ever managed that. Even if you manage to kill its physical image, it will draw energy from its surroundings until it is resurrected again. You cannot withstand that. And yet, maybe, perhaps there is a way. Listen, if you succeed in wounding the Eliath with the Soul Flayer, just nicking it with it, then its soul will be called into the sword. And then let the Eliath kill you. I know it sounds crazy, but after that, you'll transition into Soul Flayer. And the soul of Eliath will also be there, with the difference that he is then vulnerable. Go ahead, hit the Eliath with the Soul Flayer, and then give yourself to it. Now, how does it feel to be dead? In the beginning, this feeling was profoundly odious to me. I abhorred the emptiness. I turned from life, until I learned in the end to just accept it and adapt myself into my brave new world. The Soul Flayer carries every living being here that was either bearer of it when they died to those who were wounded by the blade. The sword saves souls, and the soul of the Eliath is here now. You cannot kill the body of the Eliath, thus you had to leave that side of the world. Its soul in the hereafter, you can kill. You will encounter its soul here in a physical form, although it's still lifeless. This is because the Eliath still lives in the real world. There's a soul fountain. The water flowing from this fountain has a remarkable magical effect. It may free the souls that are still bound by flesh. If you use this on the body of the Eliath, its soul, its life energy will be within our reach. Once we have released its life energy, you must take it into you. It will almost fly to you, for you have only just died. Your soul yearns to be able to return to its body. The Eliath will die here and never materialize again. On the other hand, you will return with the energy to the world of the living. Well, at least that's my theory. Let us hope that it works and that you didn't have to be killed for nothing. If this works, then we will probably be the only two beings that have ever killed an Eliath. Remarkable thought, eh? Here in this area we find the embodiment of all living souls which nourish the Soul Flayer. Even the Eliath is here. It's floating around, the light soul of the Eliath. It needs to be caught in a spell which I'll teach you now. Once you have caught it, the Eliath will die and you can return to the real world. Come, hurry, before your soul no longer wants to go back. The Eliath is gone and its energy has been transferred into you. If this works, you'll be right back among the living. Watch out. You may feel a little dizzy. Do you feel the raw power emanating from this place? You now stand at the center of the world, the center of all that lives.
Let me go! Why do you whine so miserably? Do you really think whimpering will change anything here?
I beg you, let me go. I'm nothing, please.
Ha 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 ha! You hide like a worm facing fire. You know those bright flames will consume you. You know exactly what awaits you. You cannot cheat destiny. Shadow God does us the honor. Unfortunately, he has come too late to watch the death of little Kim. It was quite funny. Do you know what she said last? What her last words were? She said, "I love you." Your face shone through her eyes. "I love you, ha ha ha." She was a coward, afraid to tell you she loved you. She had many chances. Now destiny has punished her. A pity. What are you looking so surprised? Did you not expect to land here? Didn't you think that destiny would catch up with you? You and the rest of this order? Oh, how rude of me. I totally forgot to introduce myself. My name is Sarantha, and I am Fate. I control everything. I am everything, and within myself rests in the strength of everything. Don't look at me pretending you don't understand me. You thought your greatest enemies were the Lightborn gods, yes? You reasoned that with their deaths the fight was finished. You could go back to your castle satisfied. All hail the victorious champion. No, that's mere illusion. I have always been your greatest enemy. You are the last of your little group of rebels whining against destiny. You really think mortals are free to decide for themselves? Only a few dared such thoughts. I punished each one. I executed them all. Just think back. Do you remember your companions? Recall how they died? Merzul, General Icorius, Van Miria, Narathzul Erenthiel? Oh, and finally Kim. Did you think all their deaths mere coincidences? Oh, no. I killed them all. Every single one of them died by my hand, for each one of them dared to raise their fists against fate. Just like you. And because of this, I will judge you now, as I have recently done with Kim. You will suffer less if you don't resist. No mere shadow god can defeat destiny.
But maybe two can accomplish this.
What the? Who are you?
A free man, and by that your doom, Sarantha, envoy of fate.
Ha! Nonsense. Even you cannot defeat destiny.
You'll beat me.
You can defeat her. The Book of Predestination has been unmade. It's
Your
been
uprising
destroyed.
is in vain.
She now has only that which the Creator gave her at birth. Now you fight not as shadow gods or envoys of fate. Here you all are mere mortals.
Your uprising is in vain. Fate doesn't yield to any shadow god.
Silence of this peace. This is it. Now man is free. There are no more Lightborn. Destiny also has left Nehrim. What this will mean for this country, I cannot say. You have to figure it out yourself. And what the lack of a further envoy of fate may cause in the structure of the world, I'm able to foresee just as little. But now come, we do not want to stay any longer in this place. Fate's Edge is no place for shadow gods. This is exactly where I wanted to go. She had to die because in the end she chose me and not Eranthiel. I do not know whether her death was predestined or whether it could have been prevented. What I merely know is that from this time, every event, every action, every death, and every birth exclusively will be a result of human action, no predetermination by any higher power. We have both given this to this world, not with swords and magic, but with our free will, with the mightiest weapon which was ever produced by humanity. Be proud of it. I have had enough of big battles and heroic deeds. Look at this view, this sunrise, the beginning of a new era for the people and for us. I will stay here in the hut below the tomb. I would like to live there undetected, unmolested. I would like to remove this armor, yes, even till a field or go on fishing. Of course, you can visit me whenever you choose. Surely you have some questions about your new role as a shadow god? I will be able to give you answers. Soon, when I have found some peace. Do you remember the battle cry? Freedom to the people was it? Oh, how true. Freedom to the people. Our freedom. Farewell.
Scheinbar unbezwingbar, stets kalt und bodenlos war Sarantas Dasein, genau wie unser Schmerz. Aber wir haben sie erlöst. Und uns vielleicht auch. Ich bin nun mit mir und der Welt eins geworden. Ich habe das Gefühl, dass mein Handeln nicht nur Schlechtes bewirkt hat. Vielleicht ist deshalb auch jetzt der rechte Zeitpunkt, um euch um Verzeihung zu bitten. Dafür, dass ich euch benutzt habe, um selbst Schattengott werden zu können. Dafür, dass alle Opfer, die auf diesem Weg entstanden, mir gleichgültig waren. Verzeiht mir. Gewiss habt ihr noch Dinge zu tun in dieser Welt. Mich berührt dies nicht mehr. Weder die Welt, noch die Dinge darin. Gehabt euch also wohl, Schattengott.